Hello, what's up people? This is Silo One Touch and now coming back to another episode of the chat room. And today on the chat room it's a different episode, and we just want to learn something from the brother man. Welcome to the show, Uncle K.
Thank you very much for having me. Allow me to just say thank you to the entire team for calling me through to this interview.
Please, and we are humbled that you made it to be here.
The pleasure is mine.
Hope you're going to say the whole interview.
No, you have to brace yourself. Just brace yourself because I go tap at some point they'll be coming out. So actually this child has continued in menopause. Menopause. Guy men now get opposing it.
A son and the father in America, when the son wants to tell the father that he does something.
Okay, I know where we're going, but that video, let's keep it on the socials. It's a video a lot was going through. A lot was going on, and I think it's just one of the things that we overlook as Zambians. We fail to really make the environment conducive for the kids to open up.
Yeah, to open up and share. Yeah, it's true.
So I know come, but that I do na hit draguri so it becomes hard for them to
open up.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe it's even why you're having a lot of the cases of suicide, because we are unable to open to people whom we are so close to.
Exactly. It's one of the risk factors, I would say. Lack of confidentiality.
The people that
confidentiality. So there's some people that you wouldn't really, you would want to open up, but then you're afraid of what who they will tell afterwards.
That's true.
So for example, you would tell them something and then that very thing will be used against you at a certain point. So
it's the same thing where the father went on to call the uncle.
The uncle. Mwana wanu kuno amachaso. Na hivi anko afakirapo. Asira anko jatumira anko inango. Mwana wanu kuno amachaso na hivi afakirapo. Yeah, so it's really been a rough one, I would say.
It's true. So let's talk about the comedy in Southern Province, and what are the challenges that you've gone through?
To be honest, there are a lot of challenges. To start with, on a personal level, you would have challenges of maybe equipment. But again, I wouldn't really call it a challenge. In as professionalism is involved, quite right, you need equipment. Yes. But with you starting your own movement, you start with whatever you have.
True.
So at a personal level, I would say people struggle with quality equipment. I would say I need quality equipment. But I always mention to say you can use the very phone that you have, especially what we do, comedy and the like. If a storyline is easy to follow, people can follow through. You can still use a phone and capture that. But I would say quality equipment. I would say support from the locals. You work on content. But the very people that are going to, the people that are going to support you are people from other places. Your people, your own people be like, no phone.
But why do you have that? Like, I've heard even like the musicians that I've brought here on the show, they still talk about the same thing. Say, we don't get the support from our own people here. Where are we missing it there then?
I think the issue is familiarity. When people are too familiar with you, they will tend to just overlook anything that you do because they've seen you grow up in their eyes. So giving you support to be more like you get that mentality. So you don't have a mentality where we say if this guy wins, we are all winning. The mentality is competition.
So we should change that mindset.
Mindset of people want to compete, not really to cooperate. Because if we were to say, okay, let's try to make this guy blossom.
Yes.
By virtue of him blossoming, or rather by virtue of him making noise out there. Obviously, it will be easy for us here to also go through those routes of equally making impact. So if we can only remove the aspect of competition and bring in cooperation, trust me, would really eliminate that issue of locals not supporting us.
True. Just mentioned about the competition and there's the cooperation there. How is the cooperation between you people who are doing with your fellow comedians? How is it like here in Southern Province?
I would say we're putting up a good game in that we are really cooperating. If there is competition, then maybe it's unknown competition. But most of the guys that are from this side, even those in Lusaka and other places, I think we are cooperating. I think the competition for us as comedians is within yourself. Yeah, where you are competing to say, okay, if this year I have these numbers and my content is at this level, let me try by all means to reach a certain level next year. That's beautiful. I don't know if maybe there is issues of maybe, let's say, people comparing you to this guy. You know, that thing where they're creating unnecessary competition. But to us, the content creators, we're not really competing. We're actually working together. Yes.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So like Uncle K, is what makes your work to be so outstanding?
One thing that I would really say makes my work different from maybe, let's say, other content creators would be the vision behind the Uncle K brand. Okay, so if you've noticed, my content is most of let's say the more of scenario kind of content, where I'm in a scenario that is maybe awkward. Then I have a way of, maneuvering around that scenario. Or maybe within that scenario, I am caught doing something stupid and then I'm embarrassed. So what happens is, I think I do real life content. Like anything that you see me post, I have gone through it. Or at some point,
like most of it.
Most of it, I have gone through it. The one that went viral, the crush, talking to your crush for the first time. That video actually was a true depiction of what happened to me.
You went through.
So there's a time I was trying to get myself together to talk to my crush, and then it went sour, man. I rehearsed. But everything went sour as I was talking. So I mostly use real life scenarios to come up with my content. And also, I don't really rely on, let's say, one character. I build a lot of characters so that people I can target more people and from different places, I would say.
That's beautiful. So like the Tonga aspect, what prompted you to jump into Tonga? To do Tonga?
Okay, so it all started back in the days when I was still a kid. I had this neighbor, we're staying in police camp. So there's a neighbor who used to speak, like she was Tonga, and then by then I never knew there was a language Tonga. So I was only familiar with Lozi and Nyanja na English. Then when I heard her speak for the first time, like I remember just shifted at that place. Then I heard her speak. I paused for a minute. Like the words were really strong and hard. So I was like, is this a language? Or maybe it's coded. It's just some coded things that she's using to threaten the children. And then later on I realized it was Tonga. Just like, wow, Tonga. I would want to learn this language. I never really had a platform where I could, get to learn it. Then miracles do happen for real. But Southern, that was some time back when I was in grade 6. I came to Southern, realized they speak Tonga and I was like, beautiful. Hey, this is gorgeous. That's why I started learning, and the interest has just been, it developed from that point where I heard the lady speak Tonga. So I just took interest in learning the language. When I learned it, I discovered it was really funny, and it had some funny scenarios here and there. And in my pursuit of learning the language, I would find myself in funny scenarios that was messing up. So I used those messing up points to come up with content later on, and I discovered I could make content.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's beautiful.
So
then in terms of shows here, have you ever made a show here, like here in Southern Province?
Southern. We only had one. That was sometime back in 2020 at Sunset.
Okay.
Yes, there was a show that was organized by GC Comedy.
GC Comedy,
Okay. That was me, GC, Vubwi, Chiwekate. We were supposed to come through, but he never showed up. There was Bush Comedy, Laxon Maluman. There were a lot of guys that came. That was my first stand-up comedy show, and I must say it was super.
Okay, how was the
turnout?
Yeah, the turnout.
I would say comedy was still coming up by then, so we would say maybe 100 people. Close, I think it was 100 somewhere.
Which was okay.
Yeah, which was okay.
Yeah. So when we look at there are other issues of promoters coming in, like for these guys who do music, there's that issue of say music here in terms of promoters. They don't take them so serious in terms of even starting paying them. And is it the same with comedy when you put up a show?
I would really say it's pretty much the same, but again, it's the branding that you attach to yourself. There are some times when you would not be paid simply because of how you carry yourself. So if you carry yourself as a joke, people will be considering you as a joke. But if you put in the aspect of you branding yourself in a manner that is business wise, you let them know to say what I'm doing is not only for fun or it's not only for entertainment. I mean this for business as well. People will tend to also push in tokens of appreciations. Quite alright, when you're starting, they would want you to perform or do your thing for exposure.
Yeah.
Of which that's the trend in Zambia.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if there's value that you've placed upon yourself, that aspect of them making you perform for exposure will be cut off. They will not say, tingampelekele exposure okuti anasetting akuda inapita brand apo tikambati exposure. Even him, he knows to say, me, I'm not performing for exposure because the brand is already sold.
Is Uncle K still performing for exposure?
Kichwari gogwe you know jaga inda chimwe. No, I wouldn't really say I do perform for exposure at this point. There was a point, but now no.
No, not this time. So in terms of branding, you've just mentioned branding.
Yeah.
How have you managed to brand yourself? And because branding takes a lot of money.
Yes.
It needs you to have a good backbone of finances. And,
sure.
Okay, just even the way having the business mind, how have you managed to brand yourself and stand the test of time?
Yeah. So initially, before I started doing content, I went through a phase of renewal where I discovered myself and learned a few things about business before I even started making content. So I learned the aspect of me adding value to myself before I started comedy. So it was much easier for me to transition between a business mind to comedy and attach the business to the comedy. Yeah. So what I would do is, in as much as I am making videos, I would put a face of a business guy in the comedy. So imayamba cheja maiziva tiboza face timatandiza time.
Yeah.
Wanamako just for the sake of check branding ako chewe wanamako chepa ngono. So there's a time when I first advertised something and I said this person paid me. I wasn't paid.
Wow.
I just advertised for free, but made it seem like I was paid,
for that advert.
And then people were like, so this guy gets paid to advertise. Okay, let's try to advertise with him. Bro, how much do you charge? So mine nakaboza futhi kubangena mafuta. Actually, I charge 2,000, but since it's you, I'll do at 1,500. When in the actual sense, that's the first deal that you're having.
Yeah.
But because they've already had a picture to say, okay, this guy at some point did this work for this guy, so they get to start marrying you with the business side. Mm-hmm. So at times it's not really lying, but you just do something so that people can see to say this guy can do this. Then later on you attach a price to it.
Or which it helped, huh?
It helped, yes.
Yeah. So are we seeing Uncle K anytime stopping comedy or getting into other things? We see a lot of guys maybe get into music, get into maybe politics.
Yes.
Other things. Maybe farming.
You've become the comedian now. You're making me laugh. So to start with, I would say Uncle K is a brand rather that is into a lot of things.
Okay.
So you've specified saying, are we seeing Uncle K stopping comedy and maybe venturing into other things? This world is dynamic to start with. Changes coming. You don't know what will be happening in the next 5 years and the next 10 years. But initially, I feel I have discovered my purpose, and I will work with the vision and make sure that I achieve and fulfill that purpose that I was made for here on earth. And one of the part of it is actually making people laugh. Okay, so if there will be another thing that would be representing comedy, but not really comedy, but making people laugh, I think Uncle K would switch into that. But at the end of the day, I feel I am recognized as somebody that is into content creation. I do videos. I also do a lot of things. I shoot videos and I also edit videos. So all those things. So if it's transitioning, I would maybe transition into making films. Not really being on set, but maybe just being behind production and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So on a lighter note, how do you manage?
I know where this is going.
How do you manage, to keep someone for, let's say, 8 or 10 minutes. Laugh.
Oh yeah. Okay, that one, as I stated, there are scenarios that happen to you that you feel, okay, this scenario was funny and somebody would relate to this. So there's what I call dropping bombs. Okay, I've never taught this to anybody, but I'm telling you this.
Okay.
Yeah, you being...
No, I'm blessed.
So there's what I call dropping bombs. So when you're making content, like what we do, I believe in every 30 seconds, drop a bomb.
Okay.
So every 30 seconds of your video, drop a bomb. The beginning of a video has to catch somebody's attention.
Yeah.
So that's why you find the first 30 seconds, I would maybe do something crazy or funny, or maybe the introduction will just be somehow triggering somebody to say, what really happened after this?
Yeah.
So after 30 seconds, I drop a bomb. After 30 seconds, I drop a bomb. Like, I try to make a scenario that is funny every after 30 seconds. So by the time maybe it's, let's say, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, there are some funny spots that is making somebody continue watching. By the time they realize, yes, David.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I can agree now to say you took time before you went into making content.
Yeah.
To know yourself and know the market.
Sure.
No, that's so beautiful. So like any competition, do you
the competition is within me once again, let me state. There are times when people would compare you to, be a certain guy that is doing almost what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, so I would say, no, I think he's also got an agenda that is likely or similar to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So just understand his craft, see where the difference is, and you obviously understand him and you understand my craft. What I believe in is somebody can't copy what's in your mind. Okay.
True.
So if it's in your mind, even if they copy, there's a turning point for them. There's going to be a point where they'll be feeling to really know your next move, because for you create it up there. Okay. Yeah. And then competition is really not a thing for me, because I believe in working with other people. Even when starting, I believe you remember we had Chemist Jovio McMatthew. Yeah, with the three of us, so we would work together. So that taught me to work with others. Yeah, to embrace others, not really want to work alone, but to also work with others. So everybody that wants to work with me, I am ready to work with them. I wouldn't really compete with them. Competition is within me. So to make sure that I'm better tomorrow than I was yesterday, you understand?
Yeah. So just the way you do your business, your comedy business.
Yes.
What would you like tell the guys that are doing music? Because it's almost the same thing, just that you differ on what you do, but you're all content creators.
Yes.
Yeah. Where are we missing it here in terms of our music here with our guys?
One funny thing about music is, music speaks for you as a musician. You don't have to praise yourself in any way for people to believe in you. Music, comedy, they speak for you. Your content will always speak for you. If you're good, you are good. And if you're good but need improvement, it will be pointing out the
where you need to improve.
Yes, where you need to improve. So I think one thing that is killing us as upcomers is the aspect of pride. There's some people that are way too proud. Where you feel, I know it all and I can't take correction. I feel this is the song. Nobody can say this song is not a hit. Understand? So I feel people lack real people around them. People that can really advise them to say, Muntuanga, I think this song is nice, but the auto-tune
is too much.
Or I think this song, your tone or your voice is good, but it has missed this beat. There are some people that would just jump on a beat without really analyzing the beat to say, is this beat suitable to the content that I do?
Yeah.
So you have to analyze, know what kind of content you're good in, know who does the exact, especially for producers.
Yeah.
Which producer does the type of music that you want to do.
Yeah, that one, Manchiza mentioned that one.
He mentioned?
Yeah.
So you need to know and build a relationship with that person so that he understands and you also understand
create chemistry. Yeah.
So if only those aspects can be worked on, I think it would push. And also the other thing is, we have beef. They wouldn't really open up to say there's beef, but I have noticed even in the comedy space that I am in, I can tell to say more music, beef. I think they expect one another to reach at a certain point, but not exceed. Once umoza kamoneka munga cha exceed, nishikwasila nkala topic, ambolomio, or ambokambio. So there's that low-key beef that is there that they don't want to open up to say it's there, but tunaiona mcomedy aspect nachakona tuma video pangono ntolo makolo ya manage idea ya ma beef is. So if they only can realize to say no, you can have a chemistry with your producer, avoid being proud. You know, there are times when you, even as comedians, you feel, this video in Chicago, but go to other people, confirm to say, when video you on a pobwanji. Maybe I think this part was unnecessary, cut it off, let it be like this. At least that way you are going to improve.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful. I guess the guys are learning something as well. You know, that's so beautiful. So in terms of the projects, what are we expecting from Uncle K?
Between this space of 2022 and 2023, I feel I want to venture into short movies also. I'm planning to also maybe do a bit of some short, maybe let's say it can be episodic, where you do maybe let's say it's a short movie, 30 minutes movie, but then it's cut into my episodes like that. So I really feel you people should expect a lot. Comedy wise, maybe even in the promotion aspect. I also promote music at some point, Okay. So there's that issue where I would play a song in my video. That's not for fun. I actually try to also promote. So music, be expectant of something. There's a promotional space that we want to open.
I almost ask you, are you singing?
I could try. No, my voice is bad. It's very bad. I haven't mastered anything in the arena of music. So nkamba kuimba inesinza kapani kunyamula voice kushita. I just sing ya mene kaendelea chepa chile changena kwa chita. So I won't really be into singing, but I will be promoting. Yeah, singers.
Okay.
So there's a space that we're trying to create. We're still just studying the industry and see how we can best bring up that space and help others who are into the music industry. So music industry, short movies, those people should really be ready because it's something that we're going to bring up.
No, that's beautiful. And hope mzakati pasago nchito. My DOP.
There's no, in fact you're hired. You're hired. You're going to be the director of Night.
Who did it? And that term became so I don't know, it just became so big.
Oh yeah.
And what was in your head coming up with that term? Who did it?
I would want to,
it's Nindioko.
Okay, I would want to stress out the meaning, but for now I feel let people be confused for a while.
The way it is.
I'll explain. So go my days, but I'll explain. But yeah, for now, let people be confused a bit. But in that sense, more did it. But then it's got a meaning again. There's a meaning.
Guys. Hope not what I'm thinking.
No, it's not TV. The night. It's not the one. It's not the one. Yeah.
We are seeing the transition of Uncle K. I mean, doing emceeing. Mm-hmm. How is it going there?
To be honest, I can say I'm privileged and blessed to be in that space. It's taught me a lot, to be honest. I've learned a lot of issues and things on how to communicate, to be good at communicating with people. At some point, I was an introvert. Yeah, I never really liked being around people. So being in the comedy sector and also venturing into MC, I started learning how to interact with people and just make sure I entertain an audience. You know, it's not easy to stand before people and do things. But then the comedy part opened up my mind and my speech. I used to stammer at some point. But then when I started doing this, I felt a change. And I can now talk to many people. And also the MC part has really brought in some income. It's been financing my works from point to point. So when I go for an event, the little that I raise from that event, obviously I'm paid, I'm booked. There's a fee. But also at the event, there's some stunts that we do, which generate some money here and there. So all those, I also use them to invest in the craft, at least to improve in the craft, yes. So it has really helped me financially also.
Okay. So that's the aspect that brings in money into the brand or just the comedy itself.
Yeah, so the comedy itself has got its own stream of income. And also the MCing part has got its own stream
of income as well.
So the comedy part, we mostly generate income via adverts. And also at times there are people that would just want you to, promote either a song. They would say, okay, bagamba niko na kaso, niko kanyimbo aka. You promote, and there's some people that would say, bagamba nifuna chekuzona kwa page plan ka birthday kanga pange sense ka wish mwezi. So they throw in something.
Also they pay for that as well.
They pay initially. They weren't supposed to pay, but they just bring up the issue of
just to appreciate.
To say, not to appreciate your work.
Yeah.
Let me also give in this. So it also helps us generate an income from the comedy part. But then one thing that is hurting me mostly is the issue of Zambia not being listed amongst countries that can run in-stream ads. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, like on Facebook. I've seen that. I've
so
seen
that thing where you're running a video and then a pop-up comes in.
Yeah.
So Zambia is not listed. I qualified. That was sometime back in 2021. My page got it qualified to be running in-stream ads.
Yeah.
So I subscribed, entered all the details. Then when I submitted, they reviewed it and approved it. But then the comment that came was, your page has been approved to run in-stream ads, but then your country is not listed amongst countries that can run in-stream ads. But when they list it, that's when you can start generating. And Facebook is really paying huge amounts of money. Yeah, so that aspect is really affecting us. If there's anything that the well-wishers that can, the government and everybody that is in that space that they can do, work on that one.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a beautiful question, but I don't know where it has gone.
You're true.
Okay, there's this there was this trend which was going around to say Zambian comedians they are not comedians, they are one expert agents. What's your take on that
one? But talk in your zone. Okay, to be honest, One Expert has really just been one of the companies that has invested much in the guys
who are doing content creating.
Because if you noticed, it's not only Zambians, but even Nigerians. A lot of guys that are doing comedy. It's either One Expert is there, or maybe another betting company is there.
Yeah.
So those are some of the companies that are really pumping in money. And when they pump, so see now. Okay, today this is a 15,000, sir. I want you to run an advert for a month. This is what you're supposed to do. Actually, that's what we do. So everybody seems like they're One Expert agents. It's not really that they're One Expert agents. It's just that One Expert is one of the companies that has taken the aspect of marketing their business seriously. So if you've noticed, there's companies like Trade Kings in Zambia. Trade Kings, One Expert. Those are like companies that have really invested into adverts. So kuma pesa kati yaza pesa kambe na Trade Kings and a company bwanja na company, but One Expert will also find a slot, especially if you're making noise. So if you're making noise, just have your ears and everything open, because companies like that will approach you. And you can't turn down such an offer.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you need to eat. So
yeah, it's not really that we're agents. Okay. We must start a shop.
All right. Then who inspires Uncle K?
So growing up, I was watching a lot of guys. That was a time when we were watching Charlie Chaplin. I don't know if you've seen that guy. So Charlie Chaplin was one of the guys that I would watch if I'm back, like let's say in a Komboka school. I would put that CD. Foot the following day, the same episode, foot naitamba mairo, but still be laughing like it's a new content. So that guy, I used to watch him a lot. I used to watch Mr. Bean a lot, and then I used to watch Difficult and Bikilon locally. Those guys really played a role in my life. You know that thing where you have weird imaginations, but your peers don't really understand. Because every time you open your mouth, you'll be saying weird things. Like, I never understood why it was like that until I started watching those guys. So I would really relate when they're doing things. I'm like, but so that's when I started, I think, Difficult and Bikilon in Zambia. I watched Bob Nkosha do stand-up comedy. Yes. He used to do stand-up. Chiwekatewe used to do stand-up. But by then, stand-up terms were bad. If I was ungumaningi vich. So I think I used to watch much of those. And then In other countries like Nigeria, I have guys like Brother Shaggy. Those guys have really been playing roles in motivating me also. Because I remember the time I started watching him, he was at 10,000 followers on Instagram. I started following him. In a space of a year, he hit 1 million. It's like, wow. Actually, this is beautiful. Let me also try to follow through, to follow track. So a lot of guys have really inspired me, to mention only a few. When I come up with my guys.
Then, there's when we look at comedy, family, how do they take you?
My first experience was you. So they actually knew I used to do comedy when I blew. Before that, they never knew anything. You know that thing where you're just good at pretending. So I'm that guy. I used to pretend. Ningabude pa nyumba quiet. Ngakulibeve na choko chita. But nishina posting atuma video. Tulichetu na
second someone.
Second chema nto background. Bakanfusa. No, actually right now I'm just thinking of starting ministry because I'm into ministry here and there. And also kwetu ngachika seriousness chika kuti muntu ali focused na life you.
Yeah.
Time abora wabwera. Iwe natambaka video akandiwe. That's like, hey, Andy, I'm panga ndao bwanji because panyumba pano umangarapo. We've never seen you do anything of this man. I'm like, ndapita kwa time panga. But nishitenzo cementing akuchwa kumbuyo kutingo panga without them knowing. So later on when they discovered to say I made noise on social media, they were like, so you've been, that's why you've been, from time to time you've been troublesome here and there. Because there's going to be scandal. So they now started connecting. No wonder I'm just yeah. So they've been supportive ever since they knew that I knew that.
You're doing that.
They've been supportive. I am in school, but they would really tell me to just say, okay, just balance your time, balance your school, balance your content creation, and balance your relationship with God, and just try to maintain things. Don't really lean on one.
Yeah.
Because so just balance everything. They've really been supportive.
But how do you balance it with the school again?
I've not really. Let me just say this. Most people say comedians are down. Yeah, comedians are down. They don't have what to do.
Musicians.
Comedy and everything. But that's a lie. If you go to any school I've attended, I would really be classed as one of the people that is sharp. I easily get something. Even without reading, if you teach me something, I would remember it after some years or days. I would still remember it. So what I do is I attend every lecture that I have. I don't miss a lecture. I attend, then in my free space, I do comedy.
You create content.
So nikabwera kwa chebuku, izangati nachipunzira, I'll easily assimilate and remember to say, nakachaya hapo somewhere, akaenda soka. So school, machache attend physically. Physically, I do the lessons and everything. Then after that, I do my content. I just balance it like that. So when exams draw near, that's when our team is preparing. I go check 2 weeks kaja. Takrama, we cram it with friends, and then we go into the exams. And so far so good. So far so good.
Then around school, how is it like?
Family I'm there.
It comes with a price. So around school, I mostly hide. Like I mostly have a hoodie, a cape, and a mask. So it's hard for people to even recognize me. Because people expect you to be jovial every time. Yeah.
What they see is what they want to see.
They want to see from you.
So mostly, I am one person that is quiet. So when they meet me, they greet me, and maybe I'm caught up with a thought. I don't respond. They'll be like, guys, I was in bed. So I just hide myself so that recognition is ankaleko. Chingatingala recognition, maybe let's say nim class stage up mupunza.
Those who know.
Punza kumkasiza pajaka sote wapia mfuti. So around school, I've really been a hiding person. But to a few people that meet me, I would just say, just a low key guy. Pushana, and so sharp.
Okay. With the viewers, are you going to bless us with anything?
The viewers.
Before we go, are you going to? Okay, before you bless us with anything, for people who want to.
Yes, blessing
No. Yeah, for people who want to follow you, and for those who want to book you for emceeing, where can they find you?
So on Facebook, I'm known as Uncle K. My page is Uncle K, Uncle with a K. So there's Uncle, then space, then K. Then Instagram, it's Movita03 or Uncle K. Just search for Uncle K to simply bring my handles to TikTok, Uncle K. So all the platforms, it's Uncle K.
Uncle K.
Then my contact details, you can still message my Facebook. When you message my Facebook, there's an auto text that will come with the line that you have to contact in order for you to book us for any service. So immediately you just text, there's an immediate text that will follow your text. So that number, you can just copy it and get in touch with the person that is behind that number.
Okay. All right. No, we are waiting for the... Actually.
Okay, so it's let me just stress this out. It's for a content creator like me who does acted comedy and scripted comedy. I don't really do stand up show. Mina panayamba nenda kuja kunaitu na panapeza banaitu bapeza ija chache munga toke. Let's say tune into my page around this time, you'll see a video and I'll actually bless you with that video. Okay. So yeah, I would love to do stand up here and there, but yeta bwera ya izaisi asocha be engu kwenyu no inachonga mamujit na mlaenda kamvula tulwani.
No, you know what, man? I'm blessed to have you here. I'm so blessed.
Really appreciate, sir. Yeah. I must admit, you're one of the creatives in Monze that has shown support towards the content creators. I have seen many guys come to your studio for cover photos that they use on their music and everything. I've seen you interview a lot of local guys via this same platform. And trust me, that will pay off. It might look like people are not showing support, but the future holds something bright. Nimwe mwambira chiwa guys socha but nimwe mna pizza kudala. Mdana says silo touch so yeah man, it's really, let me just say you are doing a good job. Thank you very much for having me on this platform. Thanks. And wishing you more blessings for this. Yeah, for this
I'm blessed.
Sure.
Okay. So this has been Silo One Touch, and you've been watching the chat room, and I've learned a lot from Uncle K, and I just say follow and like our Facebook page, that is Silo One Touch Zambia, same as YouTube, and bye bye, see you next week.